Hello and welcome to another update video about NIR. On the NIR chart, the price is currently likely working on this wave 4. Yesterday, after my update, the price pushed a little higher in the third wave, but did not break above the target range that went up to $3.93 for this third wave. I will take that out now because what is relevant now is support. I've adjusted the support area according to the latest high, and that means now the support that's relevant for one more high is here at $2.81 now. It's the 50% retracement level of the last rally here, which I am watching. Okay, so against that level, that's just micro support, really just a micro support. Can easily go lower without being bearish, but that's the first line of support I'm watching. Below that level, it's going to be the swing low here around $2.07. But for now, $2.81. And price has performed really well. Actually reacted to resistance even here. Whoops. To our resistance range at $3.64. That's where it starts. And this is now basically where we actually wanted to have it. You remember when we talked about NIR and the breakout down here, I highlighted from the beginning that like $3.64, that's the first level of resistance. Actually, we've reached the major resistance zone. Of course, this can go much higher, and ideally it does. Just want to make you aware that obviously now that we are in resistance, risk does increase a little bit, as it always is the case when resistance levels are reached. Okay. However, support is still holding the support levels, and as long as they do, the price can push higher. So next, I'm going to watch for possible reactions to $3.32, $3.03, which is the 38.2 retracement, and $2.81, which is the 50% retracement. From here, one more high could be possible in wave 5. What I will probably do for the next video is to really look in depth into the microstructure, because I don't like what I'm seeing. I mean, it worked so far, but is this really a 1-2, 1-2? I mean, could this be another 1-2? I don't really believe it. I'm going to look at other options as well. Yeah, it's but this looks like some kind of a third to the upside. Not entirely happy with this. But again, we want to have the Elliott wave count so that we can measure support levels, and want to have an Elliott wave count that gives us a good projection higher, and that we know that we can use to understand when the trend breaks. If we then push higher, I mean, the next main Fibonacci level to watch is going to be $5.08. So that would be probably a reasonable target for the next extension higher in wave 5 of 3. Then we could get still a wave 4 and another wave 5 to then essentially move higher. And there will be structural resistance as well around that $5.08 level. If we zoom out, see we had this previous swing high that was made in September last year around that level as well. For now, I don't see any evidence that this move up is over. I mean, that can change very quickly in crypto. Therefore, I mean, I've been talking about NIR now for the last couple of months. We've talked about it down here. We had here a support range, basically an entry point. And since then, it was just escalating with shallow pullbacks. So, I mean, after such a rally, it makes sense to take some partial profits. Everybody has to decide that for themselves. But I mean, in case it doesn't hold support and it comes down further, you don't want to give all of that up. Now, everybody needs to decide that for themselves. But after a run of, I mean, even if I just measure from here, after a run of like 150%, I think profit taking is something, at least partial profit taking, that might be considered. Yeah. So yeah, not much more to add really. I think first we now need to watch for the possible support levels, and if the price can hold support. I guess in the next few days we will know a little bit more. It should really come down in a 3-wave structure. And yeah, we don't want it to get below $2.81. Yeah, and certainly not below this last low at $2.75. So that would be a really important break of support here. I mean, this is sort of the 50% fib level. It's not an invalidation point, but if you see that level break, it's more like, okay, if we get a sustained break, then we have to look for the support down here. But this one is really the previous swing low. So if that's taken out, it's not great. But yeah, I mean, it reached resistance, it's, what can I say, it's followed the count, followed the scenario. We've arrived in resistance. That's typically where we then take a step back and take a look and say, okay, let's see what the market does now. It's a bit too early to really say if it's now going to come down or not, because essentially the move from support into resistance is what we want. And then normally you say, okay, we've arrived here now. Let's take a step back. Let's see if we can identify the next setup, or let's see what the market does to get some more clarity. That's my update about NIA. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.